The 18th of May 2013, 11 p.m. Cloverdale, Indiana. I was on the bus on the way home, sitting in the seat with my friend. I was looking out the window when I saw in the distance 5 lights together. The object moved toward the bus. What I thought was its front approaching the interstate. Then I saw the middle light was brighter and white, unlike the others that were orange, red, and sometimes turn yellow, but the middle light was like a spotlight looking at the ground below it until it reached the interstate. Then the white light went to orange like the others, and what I thought was the front turned to what looked like the bottom of it was showing it was. Then I realized that what I thought was the front was not the front, it was the side of the object. It started to move eastbound on the interstate, speeding up as it went, but it was still remaining low. I look over real quick to the side, and I saw another object like the other one moving toward to my town of Cloverdale. As we passed by some trees, I tried to find it again, but then I saw it high in the sky until it went so high that it disappeared. I was shocked what I saw. It wasn't until the event was over that I realized others saw it too. I don't know how I should feel. We always had strange activities with the cell phone towers and the military out here, but that was the strangest thing I have ever seen living here.
The 17th of June 2014, 11:20 p.m. night, mostly cloudy. Noticed light moving east. Watching, I could see several other aircraft in the area. This one, however, had a single light that was larger, brighter and not blinking. No wing or landing lights visible. It was also moving much faster than other aircraft I have viewed from this area. Also, there was no sound. Normally, aircraft within an arc of about 30 degrees from straight up can be easily heard, the sound always trailing the object. This object seemed to appear through the cloud cover, northwest of my position, travel east for about short time, then made a rapid S-turn and continue east until vanishing back into the clouds. Initial logic would describe an aircraft preparing to land at Indianapolis International, about 40 miles east of this location. However, observing aircraft in this area for over a decade, this object was not exhibiting normal behavior. It was A. moving too fast, B. making no sound, C. showing no landing lights as would have been visible in the cloud layer in front of the object, D. showing no wing lights.
The 3rd of February 2015, 7:21 p.m. Reelsville, Indiana. I noticed the object while taking out the dog for a bathroom break. I can only say what I have found. The object was not Venus. Saw object about 1 hour and 20 minutes after sunset. With clouds it was too bright and elevation too high. Not star. Nearly complete light cloud cover. No stars visible. Definitely under clouds. Not conventional aircraft. Steady bright white light. No indication of any side or other flashing lights. Checked online air traffic radar and found no commercial craft in that direction. When sight lost, object did not fade as if flying into cloud cover. It gave a brief flash then was gone. Have not checked height of cloud cover. From my point to known ceiling at an elevation of about 6 degrees, bearing about 253 degrees, should give approximate height and location of object.
The 29th of April 2015, 1 a.m. Reelsville, Indiana. I often step outside, at all hours, for a look at the sky. Looking up, I noticed what appeared to be a plane. The belly light was flashing about once per second. Watching, it wasn't moving. No other nav lights were visible. After about 5 seconds, 5 flashes, it started moving to the west, increasing speed. The speed increased until the light flash became a streak. The object took approximately 2 seconds to make a 90-degree turn to the north, left, continuing for some distance to suddenly stop, again. I made a quick look for other aircraft, seeing none at that time. When I looked back, the object was gone. The photo I have attached shows the location during the day. I have overlaid this with the approximate movements of the object. I drew the streaks to approximate what I actually saw. There are 4 main points to this sighting. 1. At the beginning and at the end of the sighting, the object appeared stationary. 2. No visible wing navigation lights. 3. Very abrupt, very fast, course change. 4. No noise.
The 15th of July 1975, 2:30 a.m. Greencastle, Indiana. My dad, mum, grandma, and I were in the car coming home from family get-together in Putnam County. It was about 2 to 2:30 am and we hadn't seen another car for some time. Dad was driving, I was in passenger seat and mum and GMA were in back. I looked out the window and saw this light keeping pace with the car. It looked to be approx 18 to 24 inches across. When Dad slowed, it slowed. When he sped up, it sped up. He turned off the headlights thinking it could be a reflection. No change. After about 10 miles he finally pulled over and he and I got out of the car. The only thing we saw when we got out was a flash of light in the sky and it was gone. I did search and rescue for a while, so I know it wasn't a spotlight. I saw the episode on Hangar 1 about lights and stuff and wanted to report this.
The 22nd of July 2015, 10 p.m. I observed a single glowing orange to red and orange to gold, white, very bright light in the western sky just before and after sunset. I live about an hour from Indianapolis Airport and see planes frequently, but they have small blinking lights and are generally accompanied by a variety of noises. This light did not have blinking lights, nor did it follow the usual paths associated with airport traffic. I have watched it 3 times in 1 week, July. I would step away to ask someone else to look and it would be gone by time I got back. It's too low to be a star and it is not high enough for commercial flights. Everyone disbelieves me and I try to observe for the duration, but something always happens, and I miss it leaving. I do not feel uncomfortable or uneasy, but it is probably farther away than it appears because it is near the horizon. Maybe 30 to 45 degrees. I'm not saying it's aliens, or the government, or anything, just that it is unusual and not the normal evening scenery.
The 8th of November 2015, 11:05 p.m. Versailles, Indiana. Outside, waiting on neighbor, and noticed a small moving white light to the southwest, on a bearing slightly north of due east. I next noticed the apparent speed of the object, much faster than other local traffic. There was a red light flashing about 2 times per second. I was about to dismiss the sighting when the object made an abrupt shift to the left. 2 more similar shifts were observed, maintaining its original direction of flight, before losing sight as it moved behind a tree. Changing my position, I found the object stationary. The flashing red light, after 2 more flashes, stopped. After a short exchange with my neighbor, 15 to 20 seconds, the object could not be found by me, neither along the original path nor in the immediate area. If the lights were of similar size of those of a commercial jet, the distance would have been 4 to 5 miles. The speed would have been 2 to 3 times that of other local commercial traffic. There was no sound, before, during or after.
The 22nd of November 2015, 3:30 a.m. Cloverdale, Indiana. Since these events happened in the same area and within a relatively short time, I am reporting them together as follows. First, I noticed what looked to be a fireball. A flickering yellow light, not dropping, but moving at a steady rate from west to east. Speed, direction and apparent altitude did not change for the 10 minutes I had it in sight. Not long ago I was informed there has been a rash of Chinese lantern reports in recent weeks, so that may explain this one. Not 100% sure, but a possibility. There was a celestial yo-yo, a steady, bright, yellow light moving from north to south. Every few seconds a smaller light, red or white, would shoot off, go a short distance ahead, then snap back. Lost this one behind a tree line after about 3 minutes. Finally, I found a wandering star. I noticed a bright, stationary, orange light to the southwest. After watching the commercial traffic for several minutes, this light began to move slowly to the east. When it got to my due south, the speed quickly increased. The light made 2 direction changes but continued moving east. This one, too, I lost behind trees.
I was driving to work on Interstate 70 East at 7:05 a.m. near the Greencastle, Indiana exit. I saw in the sky ahead of me what at first glance I thought it was one of those tall antennas with the lights. I then realized the light I could see it was not flashing like the ones on those antennae. The object was hovering in place. Since I was driving, I did not just stare at the object. I once again trained my attention back to the object. It was now beginning to move horizontally to the right from my perspective. This lasted only a few seconds. The object suddenly descended almost straight down into the tree line. It moved so fast I expected to see smoke or something to begin to rise in the area it happens. I did not see anything after that. I later checked online news to see if there had been any flight accidents or meteor sighting. Nothing had been reported to my surprise. I am a rational person with analytically inclined conclusions. My reporting of this event was not taken lightly. I cannot explain what I witnessed.